All right. Now, I was going to continue this yesterday. We're going to be back on this guy tonight. We started on him last Wednesday, and now we're going to get some more work done on this guy right here. What I'm going to be focused on right now is his chest piece right here. We're going to start knocking out some of these colors. So I've already went and dropped in some lead belcher here on these pipes. Now I'm going to start dropping in some Retributor armor here on these gold filigree lightning bolt looking things. Alright, so we're just going to go right in here. Start cracking away. Now, I'm not exactly sure exactly what I want to do with this center part here yet. I can leave it white. I can make it gold. I can make it silver. I haven't quite decided on what I want with that yet. I'm thinking gold, honestly, because it'll be a nice centerpiece of this chest plate. So we'll find out here in a second once I knock out the last of these little lightning bolts. See, now I think that gold right there does give it a nice little pop. I think it needs more though. Alright. Nice little pop there. It's kind of pale for gold at the moment, but that's because of the white undertones that are showing up through the white armor that's under it. But another coat of that, we'll take care of that real quick. I'm just going to adjust something here real quick. Pop in here real quick, get in close. Pop that detail out. We'll come back out. There we go. Alright. So I did that part gold. I think I'm going to do this little vent here that connects these pipes. We're going to do that in lead belcher. For those of you who are on our Discord, this is our Friday night stream, which is kind of our chill night. So if you want, feel free. You can jump in to our Discord, start talking to me if you'd like. Alright, I'm going to pop on another quick coat of gold here just to bring that down a bit. Yeah, here we go again. That's right. All right. So we got these black cables. Well, I should say they're going to be black here in a second. They go across his, we'll call it its collar plate. Alright, let's grab this other one here quick. So, Alex, what's up, man? How you doing? The underside. Should I say the backside here? Alright. So we got your black there, your silver there, your gold there. Let's work our way out this arm here quick. So let's grab our model color royal blue. That's what we used previously. What's up, Prospect? You as glad to have Friday here as I am? I see. Let's see here. Where is that break? What? Ain't nobody got time for that. That's supposed to be over with. What's going on, Thunderbolt? What do you mean somebody's bullying you? Let's go ahead and drop some Rhinox. Those spots I left white on the arm are going to be leather here in a second. gonna go ahead and base coat with some Rhinox, just because we got that white, and that's really gonna start messing with our Doom Bowl. So we're gonna go ahead and base coat with some Rhinox here first, just to bring down the brightness before we start laying a transparent paint across it. It's a very interesting concept for his gloves here. They look like they join with leather, but at the same time, the fingers look like they're plate. So we're going to see what happens with that. Let's grab these under part of the gloves here. Okay. Alright. I'm going to take it that this part right here is leather and not blue, because it doesn't really make much sense to me. Yeah, that makes way more sense to me. Alright, let's get the other side of his glove here. Maybe we'll come down to the wrist section here and then turn that off into plate. So that way his fingers make more sense. So we'll end it about right there. Now it's kind of hard to see with the wing in the way. Just going to grab the top here real quick. I'm just base coating the last of that glove. So we'll stop right there like that. Alright. Nope. That's right. 2-for-1 special. Alright. So we're going to give that a second here to dry. I'm going to drop in, let's see, with these gloves. Got to match those boots, so we're going to go with the gold for plate. So again, what we're using for our base coating of gold here is some Retributor armor. In my opinion, it's one of GW's better golds. It is pretty transparent on white though. So if you're going to do this, or if you prime with white, expect to do multiple coats. Gotta get that thumb. Not too worried about these fingers yet because I want to get the deeper recesses of the pistol grip. So I'm going to just have to come back and clean all that up anyways. Alright. So we got that going on. So it looks like we're going to have basically a mixture of silver for the revolver here with some golds for the filigree. Some more gold accents. Because, I mean, he is Custodes, and Custodes love their gold. Alright, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to grab some Abaddon for inside this hilt. Or the pistol grip, whatever you want to call it. Just like that. Now we're going to bring out that silver. Some good old lead belcher. It's kind of an awkward hold with this handle here. That is one of the problematics, if I could talk today, things about flying units, is they're very difficult to paint while they're on their stems, attached to their bases, but you also don't want to touch the model while you're painting it, because the oil from your hands will take that fresh paint right off. Yeah, that's curious. It almost looks like it's got like a plasma in there. So we're going to start filling out this gun right here. Classic silver barrels. I gotta be really careful to make sure everything is covered, because if not, it's gonna show out like a sore thumb due to the white that we airbrushed this guy with. And just for the record, if you guys are ever doing the models from Forge World, even if you think you've cleaned it all up and you've got every little piece of it off from the injection molding part, you will find little spokes everywhere. So you're going to have to go back and clean up some here and there. But that's just what you get with Forge World resin style models. Yes. Forge World only deals with resin. That's why Forge World is so expensive. Sorry, hey. if I knew I was gonna give you flashbacks, I would have thought twice. All right, prospect. Since this is your model, I'm gonna have you tell me here. Is this plasma in this pistol? It reminds me of plasma, but I don't know for sure. And if it is plasma, what color do you want their plasma? Kind of plasma? Sorta? Yeah, red glow is fine. Alright. Gotta make sure all that white's taken care of first before I do anything else. Because if not, we're gonna have a bad time. Kind of like building Forge World Dwarves. Alright, let's flip over to our shades here quick so we can prep that arm. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be poking fun at your traumatic experience. It's not very nice of me. Oof. Yes, now I really do feel sorry. Alright, so I'm dropping some Drakenharf blue shade here on our blue. Just making sure it butts up against all the joints. And then while that's drying, let's bring up our leather to its proper color with the Doom Bowl. All right. Got the top buckles here. Gotta stay back with that back strap on his forearm there, or his bicep. That's still got some shade on it. All I do is end up causing a giant mess. Just gotta love that awkward angle where it's like you have to like reach in there and kind of imagine what you're doing because you can't even really see what you're doing. Alright. If I'm careful, I can hit this belt, so let's see what I can do here. So red. Red. What do I got here? Too dark. Start with the classic. We'll start with good old Mephiston. So we'll base coat these coils with Mephiston, and then we will work up to a brighter color. This will also kind of help give you an ideal prospect of what that red's going to look like. See if we want to go more with that or not. Obviously, I'll be shading, highlighting, all that good stuff on it to bring it back out. So you good with the red? You would be correct. Basically, this low-end red here is just our foundation to build off of. Alright, sounds good. Give that a second, and then we're going to hit that gold and that leather on that arm with some Argrax. Some Nuln oil on that pistol. Maybe a little Carroburg Crimson for inside that red there. And then we're going to start building back all of our colors. But we're going to be a lot more selective then with our colors. So that way we can start, picking out our highlights, where the light's playing, all that good stuff. Should probably get some of this filigree on this pistol. That way it's not just straight silver. This part looks like it should be gold. Agreed. Yeah. I think that's bad. You should see what's on a Robuto. It's like those squiggly lines literally drenched on every part of his body. Every part. Alright, so let's grab that Argrax. My sacrificial brush here. Start bringing back our shadows that we lost when we brightened. No, that's right. I used a different shade on the gold, so we'll hold off on that. Do I have the Nuln oil? I do not have the Nuln oil. It's Carroburg. Let me guess. Somebody on somebody else's desk? Nope. Nope. Right in front of my face. I haven't seen him, but from the way that you're talking, I don't know if I want to see him. Is he like crazy looking? I mean, he's a demon. They usually are. I'll have to check that out here in a second. Let me get this coat of shade on here. We did. One of the full-size action figure ones. That'll be interesting. Alright, let's see what kind of heresy you guys are showing me. I will not lie, that's a pretty sick-ass demon. I kind of want him. I don't even play Chaos, and I kind of want him. Heresy. Yeah, I did paint Morty. You got me there. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out that model, that prospect linked, I would check that out. That thing is sick. That's right, Magnus did nothing wrong. If you get Morty, oh god. Okay, is that even fair? Alright, because she's going to be getting the new sister stuff anyways. So, I mean, I shouldn't complain. That means I get a Morty now, right? Oh, speaking of getting new models, probably next Friday, not this Friday, obviously, but next Friday, I shall have my Logan Grimnar probably up here that I'm going to be throwing together. And his chariot goodness. Logan in the boat, yep. Alright, so... No, I did use Argrax. I'm losing my mind, guys. It's all that heresy you bring into my chat. Alright. So far, we've got the boots, this robe, his inner arm here, and the majority of his gun is now about at our level 2 stage here. So then with level 3, we're going to go in and start bringing out some of these highlights. Start making everything out pop. I kind of want to catch up a little bit more so that way I'm not just digging in a little bit of color here and there. When are you getting your... You can have your new action figure when you finish your other action figure. You're as bad as me. Alright. Now that she made me lose my place. Argrax. So we got that arm pretty much prepped, all besides the plasma. Yeah, when all of Chuck's are done, all of them, even the new Venatari one's coming out. Alright. We're going to carefully... I'm not... Usually when you do shade, you want it to go around all the recesses. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm just tinting the gold on top so that way it matches. But I don't want that shade on my white armor. It's too dark. So I'm going to shade the top so that way it blends in with the already Argrax gold that's next to. And then once that dries, I'll come in with that Seraphim and then trace around them. Oof. Did I seriously do that? Come on, let go. That's right, scrub that off. Didn't need none of that. I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is I looked back down at my chat and I saw Heresy again. Who's bringing out the piles of shame? I don't even want to go look at my pile of shame. I mean, it's getting too large. I'm going to end up like Squidmar at my rate. Let's see here. Okay, so my white's dead on my palette. So we will not play with that for right now. Alright, so, ladies and gents, in your heresy ways, I'm going to play with some highlighting on this robe here, just so I can show you what level 3 is going to start looking like across this whole model. We might have to. Alright, so this is our base coat blue, right? So we need a... Alright. Let's rock with this. Let me find my steps here that I like. That's brighter, that's more green. Not too happy with that. Works great for the Alpha Legion. So techless. Lothar. Alright. We're going to give techless a shot. It should be one step above. It also depends on how it wants to behave. It's a big thing we got to watch out for. Well, if that's the case, you and me need to just sit down and paint our own models. Alright, so let's knock out some of these edges here and see what this is going to look like. rock that all the way up so that way we can see that fade line. Alright. I think Techless is onto something. Just so you out there in Twitch land guys know, for anybody that ends up watching this video, I will probably Sunday be making a new video just for examples on our paint levels finally for our websites. And that way you guys can kind of tell what you want when it's time to throw some paint around on your models. So that's usually one of the biggest questions I get asked. It's like, well, what's the difference? It's like, I tend to go and explain it as a painter would. So instead of just trying to explain it through words, I was going to show you what I'm going to do. Sometimes that's just the best way, I think. It's just visual representation. So that way you can see exactly what steps I'm doing for exactly what. Alright, so, also, you guys, I have a question for you. With me saying that, making that new video, now we got to figure out what we're going to paint. Obviously, it's probably going to be a marine or something like that, because I have a million of those. What do you guys want to see me paint in this video? Probably a just regular intercessor. I've got like 30 million of those. Possibly. Might go with some type of plasma too, because that might help, you know, show a little bit more off. I could. See, I see what you're doing here, Prospect. I see what you're doing. I'm on to you, man. Hellblaster probably would be a good call, I'm thinking, as well. Because the levels really do affect what plasma looks like. You know, I was just sitting there thinking. So, if you guys think Hellblast would look good, I'm down for that. Next question. What chapter? What chapter do you think would be a good representation for this video? I could do that. That is true. Alright, now I'm going to come back in here with some really watered down royal blue, which is what I used for the base coat. Start bringing out some of the other textures. Some spots it's just a little bit darker than I wanted it. But to do this right, I need it really thin. We're just going to change it up a little bit here and there. This will give me a more natural fade between the shade and the base coat too. Alright. So as you can see that texture on that robe there is starting to come out, or what would you call that? Tabard? Nah, tabard would be a full, wouldn't it? Crotch cloth. How about that? What did you miss? Alright. So let's start adding that effect to that knee there. So we're going to grab some Techless Blue here, add a little bit of water, just so that way it's a little bit more transparent. We got these ridges here. So we're going to start with this top one. Looks like we got a few more of them back here. Now, obviously, his... Oh, yeah, no. Hey, man, that conversation's still going on. So, we are thinking probably... Because I have a million Primaris Marines laying around. Because, you know, my shame pile. A Hellblaster of some sort. Because that way it can show off the plasma. You know... I could do probably one of the captains or something like that from my Indominus box I haven't touched yet. Because then I'd be doing two, you know, killing two birds with one stone. But that would be an Imperial Fist. But with the yellow, I can show off a lot of things I can do with yellow. Alright. Grab some more of that royal blue here. I thin it out just a hair. Because we got his knee sticking up. So obviously that's going to be a little bit lighter than what we have for our shadows. So we're going to kind of just fade our way in between these wrinkles. And we're going to add just a little bit of blue around there. Just to help bring that back out to the forefront so it's a little bit brighter. And then I'll probably, what I'm about to do here is, I'm going to grab some of that royal blue, right? That we just used. So it's that darker blue. And I'm going to grab some of that Teclis. I'm going to make a little bit of a mix. Just so that it's a hair brighter. I'm going to fade some of it in here. Because, I mean, I don't want it to be too bright. I want to keep my regular blue. But I also do want to look like that there is some light bouncing off that knee sticking up. So we'll give that a second to dry. Maybe add one more coat to that just to help really bring it back up, make it look traditional like it should be. And then, yeah, maybe we'll start popping on some of the leather colors. Should probably start hitting the upper arm too, since I already got the colors out. So let's go ahead and grab some of our royal blue again. We're just going to start making fat layer lines here. So basically I'm tracing the shapes of the cloth. Give that a second to dry. Go back, grab our Teclis. You can see we can start pulling out some of these highlight lines here. All right, so let's figure out our leather here. So I already drenched it in some Argrax, so that way it's now darker than what it normally is. So now what I'm going to do is make kind of another kind of light glaze of Doom Bowl, which is the color that's under the Argrax. I'm going to start looking for the bigger spots of the leather here that's open. Start bringing up that natural color again. In doing so, I'm going to create peaks and valleys of light and darkness, which will help accent the model here. One thing I've always learned about Doom Bowl, it's a thin color. You're probably going to have to do this twice. See, now that's pretty much on par with our boot that we have. So once we do that, now we're going to actually enter our highlight stage with our leather. And that is going to be Death Claw Brown, I think it was. Which something tells me Kendall is on her desk. So let me get my headphones out. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab my highlight. All right. So this is basically the same concept, but now we're just working even thinner. So I'm going to grab my brush here, throw a little bit of water on it. Now I'm going to start picking out exactly where I want this to be. Probably going to flip the model over here, maybe, possibly. I'm trying to get comfortable because just going to start trying to make some straight lines here. Now these are the lines everybody notices. And this is why most of the models we end up doing here in the shop are level 3s. But at the same time, this is the stage that takes the most patience and steady of hand, because you can either make it look really good, or you can make it look really bad, all at the same time. And just like that, with one level of actual highlights, you can start seeing those ridges and everything pop out. It's more defined. It actually jumps out to you. It actually kind of gives you more of like, I want to say like a cartoon feel or something like that. But it allows you to actually see all of that hard work that somebody put into designing this model, you know, getting everything ready. And that's what you really are looking for. Hey, thanks, man. Hey, I'm glad I like it. It's your model. It's going to be going home with you. And just remember, those boots and those gloves, it's 2 for 1 special. All right. So we're going to go use the same technique here in the back. I'm going to drop a thin, nice straight line on this back leather brace. But yeah, that's the fun part about level 3 painting for us. It takes patience, you know, steady hand. But at the same time, this is when you start to actually really see your hard work come out. And it's just little things here and there that just like all of a sudden like make sense once you start adding it. Like you start to see like finger detail pop out and everything else like that. And you're like, oh, that's what that was. Alright. Since we're already on the subject here of this arm, I'm going to drop some Carroburg Crimson into this plasma coil. Now, this isn't a step I really need to do with plasma. I like to do it because it's going to help my eyes see better where the shapes are, so I can place my colors a little bit better. Because we'll be leaving this red range up more towards the orange range, orangish white, almost even like a little bit of pinks and stuff like that, you know, as you get into the brighter red. And the real question is with 10 minutes to go, how far am I actually going to get into that? Even if I don't get in it tonight, let you guys know, tomorrow I will be streaming. I promise. I promise you can hold me to it. If not, you can tell Avria, and she will track me down. And she will pin me down to this chair and tell me I cannot have another sandwich until I do it. So we're going to knock him out tomorrow. And then probably I need to get back to my big bads, which I have a giant Goldar. I don't know how much you guys are familiar with the, you know, 90s era Power Rangers or anything like that. But this dude's massive. So we're going to get him out of the way. So that way we have some other cool things coming up for our big bads. Our big bad lineups is Goldar. After Goldar is going to be, oh god, was it? We have a box of endless spells from Warhammer the Fantasy Collection. And then we also have one of the giant collector Space Marines that's like this big coming in. And we're going to be painting him as a soul drinker. So we're going to get to play with some awesome colors and actually use a big palette on that guy. So it should be good weekends coming up. Come on, red dry. I'm gonna start picking out my colors here. Why you do this to me? Well, all right, guys. What'd you do with the Troll Slayer? Be a good color. It'll be a good color. This will be a good color. Alright. We're going to start grabbing some colors here for our reds. There you are. Found you. Haha. Alright. Wild Wire Red. Evil Sun Scarlet. Nice mid-tone for red. You're most commonly seen on Blood Angels. Prospect knows all about those Blood Angels. Alright, so we got these ridges here on this gun. That's what I'm going to target here. Of course, there's always that one tiny little coil that wants to stick out. Alright, so we're going to focus just on this one side because I only have 7 minutes to do this. Alright, so that was Evil Suns, right? Alright, awesome. Let's break out the Troll Slayer. So this is a side coil, alright? So unlike most plasma weapons that wrap up and around, we're going to do this a little bit differently. So I'm going to pick a center of mass, which is going to be right here in the center of these coils. This is what I'm going to call our hot zone. This is where our plasma is the hottest. I'm going to drop 2 small coats of Troll Slayer on there. Alright. The plasma's hotter than that. So now we need a dash of white scar. So we're going to take a little bit of that white scar. We're going to add in a little bit of that Troll Slayer, mix it up to about 50-50 mix. Because I don't want it to be completely pure white yet. Another thing you can do with this, well, notice if you don't want to mix it yourself, if you add a hair of white into Troll Slayer, you're going to end up with Fire Dragon Bright. So if you want, you can just grab that bottle and do it yourself. Me personally, I just like to be able to control the difference myself. There you are. I like it. Alright. So in that hot zone, we're going to get even hotter now. So now we're going to even start getting a little bit smaller. It's almost like painting a furnace. You know what I'm saying? Or you're looking at a toaster when you're seeing those coils. Like, it starts, if you look at the bottom of it, it's like that dark red. And then as it gets towards the middle where it's really hot, it's that bright orange. But I'm going to go for white hot. So now that I got that on there, I'm going to take some pure white. I'm going to water it down a little bit just to make it easier to flow. Because white can be a pain to work with if you don't. And now I'm basically almost going to go with a line down the center of this bright spot. Well, this is technically like, wow, almost two, that's like 2 highlights, 3 highlights, but I don't care because it just made it look that much better. So I'm going to see if I can get it up in here. We're going to be wrapping up the stream here for a second, but I want to show you guys what this looks like. And then that's when you end up with a nice hot coil. Real quick, easy way to do it. I'm going to brighten it up a little bit and see if I can get some of the color to come back out of it. It's one bad thing about these C920s, they don't catch all your colors. But as you can see, that's where it's at. I'll actually post a picture of it on my phone into our Discord so you can actually see it through a real camera. And then we'll see what it's like. But other than that, guys, I'll put this guy down. I need to wrap up. I have my weekly raid with my friends. So I kind of have to go there. They'll start yelling at me. And again, Kendall will take my sandwiches. And I gotta have my sandwiches. So other than that, 10 a.m. guys. 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'll see you guys. Central. You too, Prospect. Have a good night, man. See you, Chuck. Have a good night.